Heading out this morning to do some racing at Sebring. I'm going to be taking the Corvette out for their second race of the season. Actually, it's about 9:30, 9:39. I'm going to be testing with Hooked on Driving. It's Friday right now. I'm going to try to do a shakedown on the car, and then Saturday and Sunday we'll be racing with NASA. So I'm going to do my best to film and document the weekend. So hope you enjoy. Check it out. Just rolled through security. Coming into Sebring now. Hopefully we got a good weekend. Sounds like there's some pretty radical cars out on track right now for Hooked on Driving. See a new C8. There's famous turn 17, hashtag respect the bumps. Hope we could come in here and grab a spot that might have some power. So I just finished doing a warm-up session in the car, scrubbing the tires, checking the brakes, and also I had an issue with the car last time I was racing with NASA in Homestead, that the car was breaking up really bad up high. So I went ahead and did some diagnosis, changed the plug wires, plugs, and then also sent out the injectors and had them rebuilt, and found that 2 of them were not flowing very well. So went ahead and got them back, put them back in the car, and she seems to be working fantastic. So just did a 221 in the car, just there warming up and checking tire pressures and such. So hopefully she's down in the teens for a race situation, and when I qualify tomorrow, depending on how hot it's going to be and how well the tires want to stick, that'll tell me if I'm going to get into the teams tomorrow or not, but that's where I need to be to go ahead and place up front. So in any case, I'll keep on filming and give you guys some in-car video hopefully tomorrow. Here's a quick walk around of the car. LS1 built into an LS6, if you will, with the heads, cam, and so forth. Cool suit. That's rear wheel. Wrap around the head seat. Got my coolers running in the back right now, just trying to get the temps back down on the trannies and the diff. So seems to be good there. I think I can shut that down now. Shut it down all completely. But anyways, also at Homestead I had an incident where I bumped a car off track. So I had to rebuild the front splitter. You can still see some remnants of that right there, but it broke the whole front part of the splitter here and broke the support off. So I had to rebuild all of that and kind of changed up a couple of things on this, and then actually painted it to match the car. So she seems to be doing good now. But anyways, always testing, always tuning, always changing. Thought I'd show you guys something a little funny. Is just a little bit ago I realized I forgot my pillows because I stay in the trailer because I got living quarters in it. So the nice part about having the Grom is the fact that it's street legal. So I went ahead, rode out to Walmart, picked myself up some pillows. It's nice having the Grom because I used to have a pit bike, like a little 90, and you couldn't go anywhere with it. At least this I can run to the parts store if I had to or do something else. So nice little tidbit for that, for having that. So it's day 2, and now it's the start of the NASA event. They've already had the drivers meeting, and the cars are already going out on track for warm-up. I'm deciding to skip warm-up today and just go right to qualifying, save the car, save the tires, save everything. And because I use the same set of tires all weekend long, so the less time I can put on it, the longer they'll last. So they're out there warming up right now. I'm just still working on the car, dialing it in, just changed a couple of the shock settings a little bit, just to make sure, change them from the last race to set them for the Sebring race. Anyways, gonna run and go get some ice, get the cool suit chilled down, and wait for my time slot. So check back with you later. Well, I'm back at the trailer again, and just give a quick update. We just finished qualifying, and luckily I got to grid. I was second on grid, which was fantastic because there's 60 some odd cars that had to qualify today. So or maybe there was a little bit less, but there was a ton of cars out there, put it that way. That we qualify with everybody. So all the fast cars and the slow cars, the Miatas, the MX-5 cars, E30s, DPs, everybody's out at the same time. Fortunately, I got to the front. I was able to lay down a really good, my second lap, I laid down a really good one. Turned to 220, lost a little bit of time because the DPs came up behind me and I had to give them a little room in 2 of the turns. Then as I started to lay down my second hot lap, there was a yellow flag thrown just after Bishop's Bend, and then I caught the back of the pack. So I started to run through several Spec Miatas, and it was big game over at that point. So there's no way that I was going to be able to gain a better lap. So I just pulled in, got my tire pressures checked, and I'm going to figure out where I'm going to dial in when I go out for the race. And race is, I think, at 1:45. So a little time to get prepped, get to the driver's meeting, and get ready to get on grid at 1:45. All right, about to start the first race, and I actually qualified first in class, but a little bit of drama ensued right when I got off track. I thought I was good, laid down a good lap, came back to my trailer, and I went to go find a couple of the other guys, see how they did, and it turns out that I needed to go to impound after qualifying, but I didn't see a sign to say to do that. So they all told me that I got DQ'd. And then I was going to start in the back of the pack. I ran down, found the race director, and pleaded my case. And he told me that the actual sign did not come out until, because I came in after only 2 laps. I ran into traffic, so there was no point in staying out any longer. And he said that, well, the sign only went out after the 2 laps. So he cleared me to be okay to start at the front of the grid. So a little excited about that, but it's 23, we go out at 45, so I'm suiting up right now to jump in the car, warming up, and then get down to grid. and I'll give you some in-car video here after this. stoked. First in class. Starting line was a little hairy. Yeah, I got passed by 2 of the other cars from behind me, and then after the first lap, I just stayed on them, kept the pressure on them. They screwed up, and I just went around them after a few laps and just stayed in front of them and took home the checker behind the DP cars. So I'm incredibly stoked, happy with the outcome. I'll go ahead and post up a right now on the screen. You'll see the scoreboard. Anyways, tomorrow we have 2 races. Actually, today we just have the 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on the car a little bit, prep it. I'm gonna dial up the shocks. It was bottoming out at the bumps in 17, so I'm gonna give it probably 2 clicks in the rear, maybe probably the left side, to beef it up a little bit so it doesn't bottom out anymore. But other than that, there's not much I have to do to the car. So I'm excited for tomorrow. Well, it's day 2. Qualified first again in class with a 2:19. Basically did it on my first hot lap, and then I caught traffic. So gonna go ahead and put new front brakes on it. The pads look a little thin. We have a 40-minute race coming up. So gonna take care of that right now, and then get back out on track real quick for an 11 o'clock race. race is concluded. I just sat down because I was starving and finished my lunch right now and going ahead and reflecting on the race. And I ended up P1 in class, but there is a Porsche that's supposedly is supposed to be an ST2 car in my class, but he's categorized as SU, Super Unlimited, and he got the best of me in the race. He started behind me. I qualified ahead of him, but after the second lap, I think it was, he was outbraking me in the turns. I was being very defensive, and he almost got me in one. I stayed on the inside, but it was just an inevitable thing that he was going to get around me. So instead of just fighting it the whole time, and he was classified in SU. It's an out-of-class race, so I just let him go by. Ended up with the P1 though, so I'm pretty excited about that. So that's 2 wins for this weekend, and one more at 2 o'clock, so can't wait. Another race in the bag. Went ahead and took first again in class, actually by a pretty decent margin this time. Got to stay ahead of all the Porsches also. In any case, I guess we're done for the weekend, so time to pack up and head on home.